All Stop Sports. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Back with another video. We're going to talk some more boxing. But first and foremost, shout out to the LDBC. Now, I was watching a couple interviews with a few fighters, and it actually inspired me to make this particular video. Now, I'm a big fan of Keith Thurman, no doubt about it. But I got to be honest, man, I feel like right now, Keith Thurman is the most wanted fighter in boxing today. Now, in 2016, he beat Shawn Porter. But after the fight, Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter were both very vocal about wanting the rematch with Keith Thurman. Now, currently, he's scheduled to fight Andre Berto in April, and the winner of that fight is going to be elevated to the WBC mandatory position for the belt that Keith Thurman just won by beating Danny Garcia. So the Thurman-Porter rematch might be closer than we think. And it's a rematch that I want to see, don't get me wrong. I'm just not interested in seeing it right now. I feel like there's other fights we can make at the welterweight division that are more exciting than a rematch. And I had Keith beating Shawn 7-5, so I don't really want to see that right now. Town Biz did an interview with Amir Khan, and Amir Khan was, stating that if he's offered Keith Thurman, he'd take it. He'd sign the contract. That's a fight he wouldn't turn down. And I feel like that's a waste of time. If they sign Keith Thurman and Amir Khan to fight, I feel like Keith Thurman will go in there and stop him inside of 6 rounds. And that's just my opinion. So I don't feel like we need to see that. It's a waste of time. After the fight, Danny Garcia was indicating that he did want a rematch. And his father said a couple days after the fight that he wants Danny to rematch Keith Thurman. But I don't think we need to see that fight either, because I had Keith Thurman winning that fight 8-4. So there's no reason to see that again. Now, Lamont Peterson recently won the WBA regular champion, and it's rumored that the WBA may order Lamont Peterson and Keith Thurman to fight. Now, I would be okay with this happening if it set up a showdown ultimately for the end of 2017 between Keith Thurman and Lamont Peterson winner and Earl Spence and Kell Brook winner. Now, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we're trying to see. So I would have no problem with Lamont Peterson being the fight for the summer to set up that ultimate showdown at the end of 2017. Now, Manny Pacquiao, he's the WBO champion, but his trainer Freddie Roach recently did an interview where he said he feels like Manny would wipe the floor with Keith Thurman. And I completely disagree. I feel like Keith Thurman would go in there and stop Manny Pacquiao just like I feel like he would stop Amir Khan. Now, the biggest surprise is Mikey Garcia, who's the WBC lightweight champion, which is the 135-pound division. He recently did an interview with Fight Hype where he's stating that he'd go up in July and fight Keith Thurman. I don't know if it's because Keith has these two belts, or if it's something that they saw in the fight against Danny Garcia that they think they can expose. But they're definitely, a lot of fighters are definitely calling one time out. I feel like if Mikey Garcia decided to move up to 2 weight classes, it'll be a similar situation to what happened to Kell Brook. Now, Earl Spence Jr., he's been on Keith Thurman's heels for about 3 years. So we know all about that. But Earl Spence Jr. has been very vocal about how if he beats Kell Brook, he definitely wants to set up a showdown with Keith Thurman at the end of 2017. And that's the shit I like to hear. And even Kell Brook, after the Danny Garcia-Keith Thurman fight, he said he's interested in a fight with Keith Thurman by the end of 2017. So it seems like everybody's quick to say his name and call him out. But this is the position that Keith Thurman has put himself in. Now, regardless if we think another welterweight's better, more talented, has more skill, right now Keith Thurman is the top dog. He has 2 straps at 147, and everybody is chasing what he's got. So until they take that away from him, he solidified his position, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Now, that's why I feel like Keith Thurman is the most wanted man in boxing. I gave you a laundry list of fighters that just keep saying they want more Keith Thurman. Let me know what y'all think. Hit the subscribe button. This is All Stop Sports. Be on the look for a few more videos I'll be putting out. Y'all have a good one.